Thursday's training, it's just quite light to be honest, to do a pretty decent length warm up. As you can see I speeded it up here, which looks quite funny. It's just based around some loosening off my hamstrings, loosening off my quads. So the reasons I have quite light Thursdays is because I like to have Mondays and Wednesdays heavy, and Fridays particularly heavy. I'll come to that tomorrow when I do the video. But I like to do a little bit of core exercise. I try to stay away from the weightlifting movements as much as I can. Obviously, I have to do some kind of aspect towards them, but I like to do things that are based around core stability and pulling exercises like here. It's kind of like a Pendlay row. I think a Pendlay row kind of depends on who you speak to, how it's taught. Obviously, if you speak to Mr. Glenn Pendlay, I'm sure he'd tell you how it is, but this is kind of one of the variations and my variation of how I do it. Just a little bit of a leg push and a little bit of an arm pull. I was also playing around with hand positioning on jerks and some jerk ladders. So this is a pretty cool exercise to do for jerk stability. You basically fall into an overhead jerk position, recover, and then fall into the overhead jerk position and recover. I really find that this one helps stabilize your hip of your forward leg, to be honest. The other exercise I do quite a lot to try and improve my jerk, which is pretty terrible at the moment, is I think what I'm about to do here. So you split, reset a little bit, and then further split. Two pretty solid exercises to be doing. So I did a few sets of them. Not very heavy weight, just mainly working on the technique. And I also played around with my grip width on the jerk, just trying to figure out what best suits me. Because a few weeks back I got a new PR with a very narrow grip. I initially got, a few weeks before that I got a PR with quite a wide grip. So I'm just trying to figure out what is working best for me at the moment. I stole this exercise from Dmitry Klokov, or however you pronounce his name, but it's an awesome posterior chain exercise. You basically just stick a plate on your legs, stick a plate in your hands or a weight in your hands and balance. I think he does it with his training partner does it with two 50k plates. I ain't anywhere near that yet, so this is also a really wicked exercise. I think this kettlebell was a little bit too heavy for me, which is daft because I think it was an 8 kilo kettlebell. So I moved back to a 5 kilo plate. But this is just a really cool hamstring and kind of core training exercise I like to do on these kind of days. So I did a fair few sets of these, getting your back like an ironing board as it is, and then trying to shift the weight to your heels. As you can see, I go there. So hopefully going a bit heavier tomorrow, so trying to keep it light today. So we'll see how that goes.